Hello. Hi, I'm Jeffrey. This is my partner, Tucker. We're shooting a walkthrough video of a Mercedes Sprinter camper van here. There's a little bit of rain. I'm going to try to keep it off of the lens here. I wanted to just first talk about this van. It's a 2019 Mercedes Sprinter 2500. It's a rear-wheel drive with it's a 144-inch wheelbase. Get the V6 engine in there. You can see we've got a side step, rear bunk window. There's a 250 watt solar panel on the roof, and there's also a ceiling fan up there. I'll just show you real quick back here. This bed turns into a bench seat, and I have the feather bed under here. Didn't want to make this too complicated, but you can see pretty good from back here. This actually has a straight through. If you took those supports out, the cushions get out of the way, and you can have this either be straight through or the bed set up like this. This is a city water fill. And let's close this up since it's raining. Beautiful awning here, so the rain doesn't matter. You know, that's the one thing you think of awnings as like for the shade, right? But actually it's really nice to have this so that on a rainy day, if it's a rainy afternoon, you can have the door open, see? So usually up high here, the door's set in a little bit, the opening, and so it really comes in like and kind of is a problem. So the awning's nice. You could just like have it come out a couple of feet and leave the door open. So Tucker's seat here is on a Scopima seat swivel. It's really smooth. Those Sportscraft ones, they're really, you have to manhandle them with two hands and move them back and forth. This thing is like really slick. Really glad we upgraded to the better swivel this time. And let's talk about the inside. Right here, this little bench seat here, it's a nice place to sit and maybe sit and look out at wherever we're hanging out, but it's also hiding a cassette toilet in here. This one's brand new. Yeah, just have this on board. It's pretty much it's just a little chemical toilet, you know, you put the blue liquid in there, and it's pretty much just there for when it's necessary. I find there's bathrooms everywhere, so I never have built in a bathroom into my camper vans. So it's not. So me and Tucker here, we've it's been 10 years since we got our first one. We've traveled about 300,000 miles in Sprinters, and so the layout for me has been thought out, changed, and modified over and over and over and over. And this one is absolutely my favorite. So I'm kind of gonna point a few things out. Like I kept these. This is all based on my design. So off on adventures, we don't always have nice weather, just like today, right? We've got some rain coming, and often it's not uncommon to be stuck inside on a rainy day. And so if you close, it's nice to hang out in here because it's a nice and open, spacious little space to be in. It's really easy to overbuild this small space and make it feel kind of closed off. And so one of the things I put a lot of thought into this, right? And into how I want to use it. There's lots of ways we could make these into with fixed beds, you know, suspended across. We could have cabinets that have maybe set up differently. Like a lot of times the cabinets will, you know, we've done it in the past where we have cabinets that have opening and closing doors. And these, leaving them open like this is so nice. See, it comes in 14 inches, right? And then 12 inches on this side. And with all that closed off, it just starts closing the space in. I'm really happy to have them open like this. And you know, everything's level, so these things don't go flying around. They might shift around, and then there's these little rails to keep them, you know, there's little lips on everything. And it's never a problem as far as leaving them open. There's no reason to close them off, really, now that I think about it, right? And the cool thing is I'm not opening and slamming doors looking for every last thing. It's like, oh, here's my silver mug, cool, you know. And okay, so, you know, what do we have in the pantry? Okay, we're we're able to see everything, see? And so that's the design itself and the layout. So I'll show this bed in a minute. This bed transforms into the bench, but let's talk about some of these features. That running water is supplied with, inside this cabinet, there's a 20-gallon water tank. And, you know, so we went with a big, huge sink. You know, this sink's really important to me, like, you know, I'm sure as with everyone, we use this thing all throughout the day. It's there for everything. And so, you know, another thing we didn't save any space on was the big giant fridge. We went with the full-size 130 liter. And we've got a nice, you know, these are just the basics, the basic comforts here, but we've got a nice propane cooktop that's from Ramblewood. This thing is meant for RVs, so it doesn't rattle. It has rubber grommets on it and stays nice and secure. The other thing up here on this galley is we've got dimmers for both the cabinets that are all connected on one strip, and then these LED pucks on the ceiling have their own dimmer. So yeah, the cabinets have lighting all throughout them, right? So even in the underneath or whatever, you can see like everything's lit up to make it simple to find whatever we need here. And yeah, I've got an overhead shelf over the driver's seat as well. This nice shelf. This place, you know, I have a couple blankets up there and the window coverings and stuff. And then there's the closet. The closet makes things so civilized. I'm really pleased. See, these are just things I pick and choose that are important to me. And then the last feature we have here is the ceiling fan. Don't want to forget to mention that. This ceiling fan's great. It has a rain guard on it, so it can be open in the rain. It also has a thermostat, which we set it before we go to bed at night. You know, it's not that hot at night, right? But when we wake up, the van's heating up. So the thermostat, we set the thermostat when we go to sleep. And when we wake up, that thing's, the fan's already on, right? And then we've got this venting window over this bunk window over the bed here. There's also a sliding window in the sliding door here, with a screen on it and everything. So let me set up the bed. We'll transform this from the bed to the bench, and I don't know if it's exactly 60 seconds, but it takes like a minute or so, more or less. Just need to take the supports out, and these supports go in the bunk, in the bench underneath here, underneath the bed here. So I'm going to take those out. Those will go in here. Also in here, there's a 250 amp hour battery setup, and there's also a 2000 watt inverter. And here with the bed transformed, I wanted it real simple so that I would actually do it and not just leave it as a bed all the time, because it's a lot of real estate to just have half the van be a bed, right? So here we have, you know, and I have the feather bed underneath there. So usually I have the cushions, I'll throw the feather bed over it. It's nice to sleep on. And then, you know, when I'm done sleeping, I'll like leave the, you know, the sleeping pillows out, and I'll just throw the comforter up in this big deep, this guy here is a nice deep 20-inch closet, tons of space. Yeah, and then we'll leave this set up like this for the day, and can spread out and have the laptop out, or have people come and visit, whatever, be social. Even if it's raining out, we feel like nice and comfy in here, right? Spread out. And yeah, did I mention this? Oh, yeah, we got some plugs. I didn't mention this. This is a 2000 watt Renogy pure sine inverter. That's how these plugs are working. So these 110 plugs are for the household stuff, like a microwave or coffee maker. And then there's a couple of USBs there for charging or whatever. And yeah, I'll just sit here and usually sit on this little bench here and maybe enjoy the view where we are. We're gonna go, we're going off into these maroon bells here. We're outside of Aspen, Colorado, and gosh, it's just gorgeous. The rain's letting up, and Tucker's been real patient, so you know, go and take him for a walk. This van is it's available. It's all finished and ready to go for an adventure. This thing is built for you know, this thing will be built looking like it was just built for 10 years from now, the way we did it. All the building materials themselves, what we've done is we've got you know, cabinet grade maple for all the hardwood. All this wood is cabinet grade maple, and then it's all trimmed with a nice light steel or aluminum. So we've got this like this steel lip, this like thin rolled out steel. There's also it's like a mixture of things. You know, we get the black pipe, aluminum, a really sturable wall material that's called natural grass cloth, and you know, the materials themselves, I've put a lot of thought into them. You know, we've had, over the years, we've done them different ways. We've had several now for over in 10 years for ourselves. And, you know, the first one I wound up using cabinetry from like, that was meant for a kitchen, right? It seemed like it worked. And then like a year later, it was like it was really disappointing. It had been beaten up, and there was a broken door and laminate that was cracked. You know, you can't fix that kind of thing. There's a broken hinge and stuff. You know, so I learned my mistakes with that one, you know, the hard way. And so, you know, we do like nice durable backsplashes, everything, every building, every piece of material in here is, this thing will look just like it does 10 years from now, even after a whole lot of adventures. It's how it was built. You know, we go for weekends away, sometimes weeks away. So, this afternoon, I know you're being so patient, Tucker. This afternoon, we're gonna, once this rain lets up, head up into these maroon bells. So if you are interested, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much. Have fun.